So help me welcome Adriana Waith, who is Youth Program Consultant, member of the Ministry of Youth Special Projects Committee in the
Yes.
Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment.
Yes.
That's a lot to take in, but here
Yes,
you
it
are.
is.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we're talking a little bit about Volunteer Connect and mentorship and the Youth Support Hotline. Let's start with the Volunteer Connect and mentorship. What is it, and how can young people get involved?
Okay, so Volunteer Connect is an initiative we determined to develop to pretty much answer the call. So many persons visit the ministry asking whether there are any opportunities in which they could volunteer in. So it's not only for young people. We actually have persons who have retired, who are at home, have skill sets that they want to share, and they come in, and we usually encompass them mainly in the National Summer Camp program. However, we have other initiatives now, like the mentorship program and the youth support hotline, that we require volunteers with certain skill sets, pretty much. So in order for us to feed into those programs and also help corporate Barbados private sector as well can benefit from it, we've decided to create Volunteer Connect so that we could have a group or cadre of volunteers all in one, and then we could pretty much take them into the areas in which they're most interested in.
I'm so happy to hear that you're incorporating people of different ages, if only because I find sometimes people retire, from regular work, but they have those skill sets that we're looking for. All of that knowledge kind of goes away, and we've not been experiencing as much intergenerational discussion as we did in the past. So
Yes,
I would imagine that's what it's all about. So how do we sign up? How do we get involved?
Well, you can find the information on our Instagram page. The Instagram
You sending the old people on Instagram?
Okay, fair enough. Let's start with the traditional way. Telephone. The telephone number is 535-3835. You can call the receptionist and she will give you all the information. You can also visit us at Sky Mall, which is located at Hagia Hall, St. Michael. And our office is there. You can also go fill out the form. For our younger folks who might be a bit more tech savvy, you can go on Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook as Division of Youth Affairs. And we also have a website. The website is youthaffairs.gov.bb. Instagram for our younger people, is DIVYOUTH246.
A whole host of people just went, Tisha, no, you didn't. I absolutely did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so let's talk now about the mentorship aspect of it, because the Volunteer Connect, I would imagine, presents one side, but mentorship is totally different.
Yes, mentorship, we believe, is very critical. If we're speaking about development, our youth development, we need persons who are able to be positive role models in the lives of our young people, outside of their parents, of course. So the mentorship program is not just for young persons who might be deemed wayward. We have children who have academic aspirations, but they're not sure how they could get into those areas in which they're interested in. So the program is primarily for persons between the age of 13 to 17, our mentees. And our mentors, they actually range from ages 21, and we have actual retirees who are also mentors. Our mentors are social workers, human resource persons, you name it, teachers, insurance agents. We have a whole myriad of persons who are mentors in our program.
Oh, that's beautiful. Again, do you just need to connect with the ministry to be able to capitalize or connect with a mentor?
Yes, please. You could, again, visit us. You can call us. You can visit us on social media. We have various ways in which you can connect with us. If you know your youth officer for your community, you can also touch base with them. It's really just one phone call, and they will make the connection for you.
What's the process of kind of pairing mentors with
our mentees? Okay, so with each application in that our mentors, they apply, our mentees apply, we pretty much go through what the needs are of our young people, because primarily it's for them to develop. So in order for them to reach their developmental goals, may it be their personal goals or the goals of their parents, we pretty much review the profile and determine which mentor it pairs best with them. And we go through a process of testing the waters pretty much. So if they determine that, okay, this relationship is not really working, because the reality on paper, it might look like one way, but then when we actually get the persons face to face, it might be totally different. So if they determine that the dynamic is not really working for them, we have no problem accommodating the shift, because at the end of the day is really in the interest of the young people.
Absolutely. And the next part of it is the youth support hotline that was launched in kind of in response to all that was happening, I would imagine here in Barbados, by way of mental health and seeing so many challenges that the young people were facing.
Yes, please. As you could imagine, coming out of COVID-19, the lockdowns, that actually really did take a toll on many people, not just young people. However, we found that young persons were really tapping into the resources that are already there. So we determined if we really want to help them, we also could provide a channel in which they could communicate with someone who's trained to provide the counseling services, and it is confidential. In that you could be anonymous, you could speak to someone who's trained in order to provide the counseling services. And that way, if we are unable to provide everything that you need, we pretty much partner with other entities across the island to ensure that you get the help that you need. But it's not only for mental health. If persons who are working with young persons, they have a challenge or they have a query and they're not sure where they can go to get the assistance, that is where the responder on the other end will say, well, okay, I think you need this particular program or this particular agency. I can help you make that connection and help you get where you want to get or receive everything that you want to receive.
Okay, so questions across the board, across services, help that you need, you call and ask, and it's easy, it's 539-HELP.
Yes.
So you definitely can remember that number. Very easy to remember. What has the response been like so far to this helpline?
We've had a pretty decent response. It's a 24-hour hotline. So every day we always have a responder. Every minute of the day we have a responder. So nighttime we have calls, morning we have calls, but it could always be better. We want to hear young people. We know young people have a great voice. There are things that they have to say, the things that they want to get off their chest, and we want that they continue to reach out to us. We want them to call us. Please call us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if you're old enough to know this, but when we grew up, there was a helpline called the Samaritans. Did you ever hear about that?
Yes, I have.
But I mean, it was so popular that people started kind of like, they would kind of play off of it. So if you call somebody and, you know, you moan about something, they would say, you should call the Samaritans. But it was so ingrained in us,
Yes.
and, you know, people who needed help knew what to do. They knew where to call. We knew the number by heart. You know, so I hope that, you know, people take to heart that this helpline is new,
Yes.
so to speak.
For young people
Samaritans,
especially, but
yeah.
you do not have to be young, 18 plus. I'm just going to say 18 plus, because you could be over 35 and we will still assist. You're not going to call and say, oh, I'm 60, and we'll be like, oh yeah, we can't help you. No, we won't do that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, in order to develop our young people, we need to develop everybody that surrounds them. So if you can help the young people and the people that are around them in their neighborhood or their family, in that way we could indirectly help them to develop as people as well.
And with that said, I'm so happy to see a youthful face and to hear that a young woman like you is a consultant on these very, very important,
Indeed.
life-changing and impactful programs.
Yes,
What
please.
has it been like for you engaging at this level?
It has been very rewarding. I think from my inception, I have been mentored from the top to the bottom. The director of youth affairs, he's very instrumental. He's always there for advice, support. My peers in the youth development program, specifically the department manager, everybody has been very, very helpful. Always willing to give advice and help me to be a better individual first and then a better professional. So I think it has been a great journey so far.
Oh, that's beautiful. So we want to reinforce there are three distinct things. So there's much to do. There's the Volunteer Connect.
Yes.
And this is for people across the board.
Definitely.
So you just come on in, give them a call, get online on Instagram or on their website, and you can get all the information you need to be a volunteer.
Yes.
And I would imagine that you list the various areas that you're interested in terms of skill sets and so on, and you might see, hey, this is me. You know, this is something I can do. I can volunteer 1-2 days a week. Volunteer work is hard work.
Yes, it
but
is.
It's hard work too, but
Well,
it truly
yes, it is.
is.
It is
important
rewarding.
work.
I
It's very
believe I
rewarding.
actually started as a volunteer. I discovered myself through volunteerism. So for me, I would always advocate for volunteerism because it's like a twofold. I develop as an individual, and the person that I'm helping, they also benefit as well. So for me, it's like a win-win situation. How could you lose if you're genuinely there trying to help? On the forms that you would fill out, there is a section where you indicate your areas of interest. So it may be sports, it may be agriculture, maybe educational, like whatever. Pretty much there's an area that you could specify what you're interested in and how much time you have to give. Some people might only have an hour, some people have hours to give. Regardless, every minute counts, and we really do appreciate it because we can't do it by ourselves.
And then, of course, the mentorship program. And I know from being a mentor myself in other areas and working with mentors on other programs that it can truly make a difference.
Yes, please. Our mentors, I must say, they have been amazing. Genuinely speaking, they have been amazing. We're always recruiting more mentors. Definitely need our males. We definitely need more males. But they have been amazing, very selfless, very accommodating, and they're always putting the best foot forward. They're always in the interest of their mentee. Even when we don't ask them to do something, they do it on their own accord. If they see something that we could do to improve the program, they're always there like, hey, we could probably do this, we can probably do that. And when we issue our developmental challenges, where there are certain things in the program we want to happen. So we want our young people to leave the program understanding what is a leader. And we want to recognize there are people in the community itself that are leaders and building our community, and we want them to understand that you can be that as well. We want them to leave the program understanding, okay, this is my career aspiration, and these are the places that I could possibly go to study. This is the things that I need to do personally to become that person as well. So we've actually been collaborating with various entities. The National Council of Substance Abuse, we've also been collaborating with them. They did various workshops on drug use and abuse. We've actually partnered with Sean Clark from Supreme Counseling. We worked on self-esteem building, self-awareness. So we pretty much try our best to bring in the experts to help us provide the product or service that we need for our mentees. And we do have some mentors who had indicated that they themselves have developed as individuals with greater patience and understanding of and for young people. So it's a pretty good program.
All right, exceptional. I would imagine that the volunteers also get some training when they come on in to make sure that they're prepared for whatever area they're going to move into.
Yes, definitely. We had training for all of our mentors, and we brought in psychologists, social workers, persons that could come and speak about what mentoring is, the do's and don'ts, because at the end of the day, we don't want to bring somebody into the life of our young people that's going to cause harm or do anything bad. So we always train them. Even if you have the qualification of a social worker, we still train you. And of course, that is an ongoing process. So training is continuously happening throughout the program. And we're going to place greater emphasis in training our parents as well. There's no but to say this is how to be a parent. Nobody has it figured out. But along the way, with our assistants and other agencies, we believe that if we help to develop the parents, then we include a mentor that is positive, we increase the possibility of having a more fruitful and productive citizen in Barbados and hopefully to the wider population.
It's so wonderful talking to you, Adriana.
Thank you.
Adriana Waith is Youth Program Consultant and member of the Ministry of Youth Special Projects Committee in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. And I know that ministry by heart, thanks to my Beige to the World days now behind me.
Amazing show.
Yes, so thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And, I hope the program is, all three of them are collectively successful.
And hopefully we can bring more successful initiatives on board.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, please.